Hello, linear algebra students. So as we get ready for the fall 2020 semester, this video will help you take a look at the syllabus and understand what the requirements are. I know we're all getting very familiar with online classes now that maybe you weren't prior to this March. But everyone can be a little bit different, and every policy is not exactly the same and things like that. So this video will help to explain the syllabus and help you figure out where to find everything that you need to find in our class. Okay, so I'm going to switch the screen share over to the syllabus, and we'll take a look at that first. We'll bounce to a couple other places as we progress through this. So similar to what we would do on the first day in an in-person class, pass out the syllabus and talk about it here. So Math 2318 01W, that's our section number. The W stands for a web-based class. So this course is 100% online, okay? Totally online. Fall 2020, our semester starts August 24th, and then the term ends December the 11th, okay? You can see my information there. Office location, prefer that you contact me by email. I can give you an office phone number as well if you really want that. If you need to get in touch with me, notice that there are physical office hours, Monday, Wednesday, 9:15 to 11:15, and Tuesday, 2 to 3 p.m. You can also contact me for an appointment, and we can figure out a different time as well if you need that. If you want to meet me in person, I should be in the office, of course, depending on campus policies and various public health measures and things like that, of course. Remember that the campus mask policy is in place and things like that. If you are going to come to my office in person. So that is 303B. Don't mix it up with 303A. That's next door. Okay. 303B, right at the corner there in Binion Hall, right next to the classroom 302. Okay. So you can find me in there during those office hours, and we'll maintain social distancing and all that type of thing. Also, will be a virtual office hour each week from 2 to 3 on Wednesdays in the UCU virtual classroom inside of D2L. And here in a little bit, when I switch over to D2L, I'll point out where that is in case you're not familiar, so that you have that information as well. You see my email address. Please contact me if I can be of assistance in any way. I'm happy to help, and I want to be helpful, want to give you the tools you need to succeed. I am trying to set you up for success throughout this semester, okay? You see our textbook, Lele and McDonald Linear Algebra and its Applications, the 6th edition. Hey, it's fairly new. 6th edition just came out in the last year or so. But you do not need a physical copy of the textbook. You will have to sign up for My Math Lab, and My Math Lab does include an e-text, okay? You can access an e-copy of the textbook from inside of Pearson's My Math Lab software. So you do not have to have a physical copy of the textbook unless you just really, really want one. And if you do want a physical copy of the textbook, feel free to use an older edition. Much of the text and content is exactly the same. Most of the changes from edition to edition are in the exercises, and all the homework assignments will be in the Pearson online system in My Math Lab. So no reason why you need to buy a brand new 6th edition textbook unless you just really want one. You can use older editions, and you can use the e-text that is inside of My Math Lab, okay? You see the course description there, 3-hour course. You're welcome to read through the learning outcomes and all those good things. You can see a list of topics there in the course description that explains, what we're going to be talking about, assessment outcomes, course learning outcomes, all. You're welcome to look at those and take a understanding of those and make sure you know where we're headed in this class. Okay, so course requirements. There will be video lessons for each section of the textbook, and you can also interact with me in office hours, or we can arrange a class meeting if such thing is needed. Okay, you can always email me, of course, same as I said before. Okay, you'll access these videos through D2L. And it's critical that you be able to access both D2L and Pearson's My Math Lab to succeed in this course, okay? Have to be able to get to both of those, okay? Homework will be accessed through Pearson's My Math Lab. Okay, you can see the course ID there. Okay, Campbell 27443, okay? So no matter when you're watching this video, you can already get yourself signed up on My Math Lab and get that taken care of if you're so inclined. If you're going to have to wait on some financial aid money and so forth, you probably want to wait to start your 14-day trial. Okay, you do get a 14-day trial when you sign up before it will require you to purchase the full version. So you want to use those 14 days to your advantage if you need to. So don't sign up too early if you need those 14 days. Okay, but there is a 14-day trial. You will need to sign up when those 14 days run out. Okay, if you don't sign up right when you first get online. Okay. Checks for understanding and quizzes will be done inside of D2L. Okay, I'll explain those again when I switch over to D2L here in just a little bit. I'll show you where all the different things are in D2L. Okay, and exams will be taken through Zoom. Okay, we'll have a Zoom conference. You'll come into the Zoom conference with audio and video capabilities. Once you're in, I'll send you an exam to your email, and you will work through the exam while you are in the Zoom conference with me, and then we will go from there. Okay, and you will submit that exam through D2L. Okay, there'll be a place to submit the exam, but I have to email you the actual exam. So you make your PDF and you can submit your exam there. Okay, reasonable technical difficulties we can work out case by case, and we'll talk about the exam dates and the times and things like that as we get further along in this video. Okay, also notice here at the bottom of course requirements, a graphing calculator is highly recommended. Okay, you will find the linear algebra course much easier with a graphing calculator, okay, that has matrix capabilities. Okay, most often TI 83 or 84 are what students use. You'll even see some of that used in my lesson videos. So TI 83 or 84, okay, very important. Okay, don't have to have it, but it will make the course much easier for you to do things if you have access to that. There are some online solvers and things you can use for matrices that you can work with as well. Okay, you're welcome to incorporate those. Okay, grading. Final grades be based on a point system. Okay, you can see the layout there. Okay, 900 total points. You see that it goes down to 805, so it's 95 points before it drops down to a B. So that takes care of that 89.5 question that students always have. If you have 0.89 of the total possible points in the course, that will be an A, 0.895. Okay, so trying to get to 805 if you're looking for an A, 715 if you're looking for a B, 625 if you're looking for a C, and 535 if you're looking for a D. Okay, hopefully no one is looking for a D, but you know where that number is just in case. Okay, my math lab homework's 260 points. Okay, quizzes, there's 7 of them, 15 points each, makes 105 points. There's 5 what we call checks for understanding. They are true-false quizzes that are done directly in D2L, but I'd already used the name quizzes. So that's why we come up with a different name for them, checks for understanding. They're 20 points each. Each of them has 10 true-false questions. That'll help you prepare for true-false questions on exams, and also let you really get a good handle on understanding the definitions and different things going on in the course. Okay, so 20 points each, 100 points. Okay, 3 100-point unit exams. We'll talk about those dates as we get there, and then a 135-point final exam. Okay, homework assignments are for practice, demonstrate understanding. You're welcome to discuss homework with your classmates or talk to me. I'm happy to help you. Right, you can't. You know, you should have some academic honesty involved in it. It should be your work, but homework assignments, you're welcome to work with others, get some help, figure out what's most beneficial, what's easiest, things like that, okay? All those assignments are completed in Pearson's My Math Lab, and there are 520 questions in the required assignments and 57 questions in the bonus assignments. The required assignments are numbered 1 through 29, and the bonus assignments have letters A through D, A, B, C, and D, okay? The points are in this category be the total number of questions answered correctly divided by 2. So the 520 required questions divided by 2 yields the category total of 260. Okay, so you can get above 260 if you answer all the bonus questions as well. And then your bonus questions, right, can replace ones that you miss or that you don't get full credit for, things like that. So you can use those bonus assignments to your advantage as well. Okay. Students must sign up for My Math Lab with the course ID by August 31st and complete the orientation and syllabus assignment to be certified as having begun the course. Very important that you get that orientation assignment out of the way and done so that I know that you understand the requirements for the course, that you're ready to get started, and that you will be involved throughout the semester, okay? Have to do that orientation assignment and get yourself signed up by August the 31st. If you don't, then you can be dropped for non-attendance. and that can have financial aid implications and things like that for you. So you want to make sure that you're certified that you started the course by completing that assignment by August 31st, okay? 7 quizzes worth 15 points each. Problems are similar to those seen on the midterm and final exams. A shorter format will allow the professor to see your progress on individual concepts. You'll submit those quizzes through D2L. You can only submit once, but you can put multiple files in there, okay? So if you have a whole bunch of work and your phone has a hard time making it into one PDF or something like that, you can submit multiple files, okay? The D2L file submission system will accept just about any format, okay? So if you get in a bind and you need to just submit JPEGs to me, that is okay. I would prefer PDFs, and it's always best, you tend to get better grades if the professor is most at his happiest, right? So PDFs are nice, but absolutely no problem if you have to submit a JPEG. You're away from your scanner, or your phone's acting up, internet's being a problem, whatever it might be. You're welcome to get them submitted in any format that you can get them submitted. But it would be good if you look at what your scanning options are. You use Cam Scanner, iScanner, a couple of popular ones for smartphones. Lots of different things that are free apps out there that you can make PDFs with. Make PDF and submit it. That is my preferred method. PDFs are just have the fewest transfer errors and things like that they show up differently or strangely. Okay, so take care of that. Checks for understandings are inside of D2L. 10 true/false questions. Deepen your understanding of the definitions and concepts. So when you're reading those true/false questions, be careful. Read carefully. Make sure you think about all the details, ins and outs. Really try to tear apart those definitions and things. Okay. So the importance of each definition, theorem, or procedure should be carefully considered for each question, okay? These checks for understanding are completed inside of D2L, and only 1 attempt per check for understanding is allowed, okay? Unit exams, 3 unit exams worth 100 points each. Final exam worth 135 points. A variety of different types of questions to be similar to the quiz questions, some a little different from the quiz questions, but as you start to see them, you'll get an idea of what they look like and things like that. So typical, paper and pencil style, and you're taking it in a Zoom meeting, but typical paper and pencil style exams, okay? That's another place where that calculator comes in really handy because that can make things a lot shorter for you, okay? And make you a lot more expedient and not, spending so much time on one question. And it's okay to spend time, we're all learning and trying to get a little better and making progress and things like that. But want to get that deep understanding before the test when you're looking at the reviews and things like that, so that you aren't just constantly looking back at your materials, things like that. Okay. Now, also take a point here. Notice that there's no requirements here that you just have to be on a Zoom meeting with me on the exams. Okay. So notice checks for understanding and quizzes are done on your own time, okay? So you can use your notes, you can use book, you can use, materials, figure out those answers, things like that, okay? Totally fine, okay? Exams, final exam, you need to have everything with you when you take the exam because you need to remain in that Zoom conference with me while you are working on your exam, but you can have, your book, your notes, things like that around with you to work in your workspace there, okay? So you have those materials there that can help you, but don't use those materials as a crutch. You still need to study, be prepared. If you're always having to look back at every question in the text, that's going to really slow you down. That's going to make the test even that much harder when you're getting too bogged down in the things that you didn't know beforehand. So don't let the access to those materials be a substitute for actually learning the material. Don't feel like you can just, I can look that up in my notes. Okay, you want to have an idea. And if you're looking back in your notes, that's okay. I mean, that's fine. I'm not telling you not to do that. But you need that knowledge to start with so that your notes are serving as a check or a backup for you and not as your sole method for taking the test, okay, when we get to those tests, okay? Again, another note there, the graphing calculator is highly recommended, okay? A lot of boilerplate stuff here about the learning management system, LMS, our D2L system. We're going to talk about in detail here. Communication support, access, navigation. You're welcome to ask me about any of that if you have questions. Okay. So let's talk about the course policies here a little bit. Okay, because that's going to help you understand what the format, what the layout of our course is. So homework or assignments are available weekly. beginning each Sunday at 12:01 a.m. So each Sunday at 12:01, right when the clock turns over to the next week, okay, those homework assignments will be available for you, as well as the videos that accompany them, okay, that accompany those sections. So the schedules at the end of the syllabus show you what sections are assigned each week, so you can see what's coming up. And all homework assignments each week are due 11:59 the Saturday night. So the week goes from Sunday to Saturday. The homework becomes available 12:01 and ends at 11:59, okay? Now, with homework assignments, I'll give you a little bit of a buffer that just have to be completed within the unit they are assigned. So all the homework assignments for sections before the first test, once the first test comes, then they will be a final due date that you can't submit after that due date. But if you don't get it totally done in the first week, you know, you miss part of a question or you want to come back to that question, you got most of that section done, but there's a couple questions you didn't get to, you do have that flexibility. So all the homework assignments for sections from the first unit, right, need to be done before the first test, okay? Second unit, second test, third unit, third test, and then anything after the third test will need to be done before the final exam, okay? So each week, every week, we have a 15-week semester. Every week ends with either a quiz, a check for understanding, or an exam, okay? These quizzes or check for understandings will be available on the Friday of the week of each week at 12:01, and they need to be submitted again by the end of the week, Saturday at 11:59. So everything is contained in one Sunday to Saturday week, okay? If there is an exam that week, and then let me say, no work can be submitted after you take the final exam, okay? Then if there's an exam that week, you need to come to the Zoom conference. You have to have audio and video capabilities. The exam will be sent once you join, okay? Reasonable technical difficulties, so forth. Okay, exams are currently scheduled for this Friday the 26th of September, this Friday the 17th of October, and Friday the 14th of November, okay? Now, I have 3 times scheduled right now, okay? Now, a Google form has also gone out to get some feedback from you so that we can get prepared for the semester here at the start, okay? And you should have responded to that Google form. So the tentative plan, the plan right now is that you'll have 3 opportunities to take the exam. The Thursday before, so that would be September 25th, October 16th, or November 13th. You can take that exam, okay? Or on Friday, that's at 1 o'clock on those days, and then on Fridays at either 10 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock p.m., okay? If you know that you are not going to be available at all on a Thursday, those Thursdays and Fridays, so I'm giving you those dates now, you have those dates in advance, so you can plan, make preparations, things like that. If you know that there's something that's going to be a conflict, let me know right now, as soon as you can, even before the semester really gets started. And I'll make sure that we have an arrangement for everybody to take exams each time we need to take an exam, okay? Those are my plans right now for those 3 times, okay? If I've got a group that I know is not available, then I can add a time, or, maybe there's just one date that a bunch of people aren't available, that something comes up or something going on, and we can make that adjustment. We can add a time for that exam, things like that, okay? But you've got to let me know what your situation is, okay? If I don't hear anything from you, I'm going to operate on the assumption that you're coming at one of those times. Okay, you do not have to let me know in advance which time you're coming to. You just have to come take the exam and get it done. Okay, but if you know you've got a conflict where you can't make those times, you've got to let me know. You need to get that information so I can make a plan that will work for everybody in the class, because we need to take those exams relatively together. Okay, so that the exam materials aren't floating around out there and things like that, so that we have some integrity to our course, that is your work, that you're not getting some undue assistance that way, okay? So if there are expected conflicts, let me know at the beginning, we can make a different arrangement, okay? Final exam will be substantially similar format. The tentative time set for that, or that's the week of finals there, so December 7th is Monday at 12 o'clock, and then at 4 o'clock on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday of finals week, okay? As we get closer to that, I will send out another Google form or email, making sure that everyone's got a time they can come and things like that. And adjustments can be made. And, I just put it there outright. Adjustments can be made depending on student availability and the status of the COVID-19 pandemic at that point in the semester. I don't know what the semester is going to entail for us, especially when we start looking ahead to December. So, I'm going to make it where we can make it work out based on what our situations are then. Okay, those are the tentative plans. So you can start sort of formulating those in your mind. Make sure you can lay out your semester but that is our situation, okay? Syllabus is a guide, as you know now. Certain things might happen, global pandemics, etc. We'll make it work out, okay? Attendance for this web-based course will be tracked using login data from D2L and MyMathLab. The last login date or assignment completion date will be considered the final date of attendance if needed. The only exception to this is if you fail to certify that you began the course by completing the orientation and syllabus assignment. You have to complete that assignment so that I know that you understand the requirements and that you are ready to get going in the course. Okay, very important that you get yourself started on the right foot. Okay, campus mask policy in case you're visiting campus. Face coverings in all instructional and research classrooms and laboratories. Okay, so if you come by physical office hours, or you're coming up to the building for something else and you want to stop by, have to wear that face covering at least until situation changes. Okay. Public health policy: don't come to campus if you are ill or you've had exposure. Notice that's with any communicable illness, not just COVID-19, although certainly that's what it's written for. Okay. University attendance policy, you can read there. Academic integrity: please don't cheat. Okay. Tests and quizzes need to be submitted with an academic integrity and ethics statement, and we'll talk about that when I show it to you in D2L. Okay, so we're going to bounce over to D2L in just a second. Non-discrimination notice: campus will carry ADA statement. If you have any ADA requirements needed, please let me know. Okay, I'm actually going to come back to the course outline here in just a second. I'm going to bounce over to D2L so we can take a look at that. Okay, so D2L here, get my Google Chrome tab open so you can see it. Oh, we've got our D2L. You see D2L laid out here. You should be familiar with it. We're in our fall 2020 linear algebra section. Okay, few important places. First, the UCU virtual classroom. Okay, that's where the weekly virtual office hours are, so you can talk with me in office hours without having to come to the building. Those are also devoted solely to linear algebra. Okay, I have a different virtual office hour time for my calculus class and for my Math 361 class. Those are separate, so it won't only be linear algebra students during that hour each Wednesday. Okay, so you're welcome to join me there. You just click over to that UCU virtual classroom, find our weekly meeting, which should be at the top of the list by that week because these meetings will drop off once we have them, and you launch, and I should be there ready to talk to you. I'll have a document camera set up where I can talk with you and work with you on whatever it might be. Okay, so happy to help you there. So that's first. Okay, second, communication tools: you can go email or class list. If you want to email me or even email someone else in the course, you can find them there. You can get them an email as well. Okay. Next, working right to left here, I've got activities. So under assignments, okay, it looks a little different because I'm logged in as a faculty member right now, logged in as the instructor right now. But under assignments, you'll see a list of quizzes and exams here that you can submit. Okay. You can also find those on the content page. I would recommend doing it mostly from the content page, but you can also get them there. And under quizzes, you will find the checks for understanding. Okay, so you'll see that information there as well. Okay, so that is also there. Okay, next we have grades, which you should be familiar with, of course. You can go to your grade tab and see your grades in the course. Okay, it's all set up there for you. Okay. Let my internet recover just a little bit here. Okay, we'll go over to our content page. Content page is the most important place. Your grades are probably most important to you, but from the instructor standpoint, the content page is your most important place. Okay, so we have several groups here. The syllabus will be uploaded under overview. You can click overview to find syllabus as well, but under course information, right, we have all the important things. The syllabus. We'll have this video. It's a link to this video that you're watching right now in case you need to refer back to it. There's a link to a playlist here in YouTube that'll have all the section videos, okay? Now, they just appear as we get to those sections that are assigned, but they're all there in one big playlist. So you can go back to any section video that you want if you don't want to find what week it was in, okay? There's a link here to MyMathLab, okay? I'm actually going to click on this link right now so that we can look at MyMathLab, okay? Now, I'm already signed in. If you already have a Pearson account, you can sign in and you can add the course from there. That's good. If you don't have a Pearson account at all, you need to register as a student and work from there. It'll give you a lot of stuff about pop-ups and so forth. But for the most part, it works around, it'll work around your device pretty well, even though it gives you that warning about pop-ups. In general, I don't find a lot of issues even without disabling any pop-up blockers or things like that, that make it work for you. So there's our course here for me. You can also see the course registration code listed there. Now again, this looks a little bit different than what you will see because I'm in an instructor view here. Okay, but you look at the assignments, they're all there. They all have the due dates assigned to them and their availability dates. I'll show you what it looks like on my end so you get an idea. You can see the start date for each assignment, how they get progressively higher as we go through the weeks. You can see the due dates, okay? It will accept late submissions, okay, up until the final submission date, which goes with each test. Like I said, you have to do the homework in the unit that that test goes with, okay? You can see the assignments are numbered here that are required, and we get down here to 3.3 is the first bonus assignment, so it says bonus A, okay? So you can see the bonus and the required assignments, okay? See, we have 33 total assignments, 29 required, and 4 bonus assignments. So you do everything there with the homework inside of My Math Lab, okay? And you can always get to a link there. It's easy web address to remember. It's mymathlab.com. So it's easy to get there in case you aren't at the link or whatever at that time. But My Math Lab there, link for you. There's also instructions here. Those are also sent out to you in an email in case you need some help getting signed up. Those instructions hopefully answer those questions, but you're welcome to email me. In some cases, it may be on Pearson's end, and I'll get you in touch with Pearson support. And then also here on this course information, we have the academic integrity ethics statement. You can always download it from there if you need a copy to go with a quiz or test, okay? All right, so I'm gonna click over to week 1, and all these weeks will be set up similarly, right? So week 1, it has the links to the 2 videos for 1.1 and 1.2. So if those video links are the ones that are there, you know that you need to do those corresponding homework assignments in My Math Lab that week, okay? Week 1, you see, does not have a begins date over here because it's where we're going to start with. So as soon as you have access to D2L, it is going to be available for you there once the semester gets underway. And then at the end of week 1, we have a quiz. Quiz 1, due August 30th, starts August 29th, right? Quizzes and checks for understanding start on Friday, and you have to submit them by that next Saturday. So you got a 48-hour period there to get on, get your quiz, download it, work it, get ready to go, okay? Section numbers are listed here. Upload your solutions to PDF. Include an academic integrity and ethics statement for your work to be graded, okay? To get to the quiz, you need to physically click into the quiz. You'll need to click on the Quiz 1 link. It'll open up a page that looks similar to this, and you can see, yours won't say add attachments because you won't be the instructor, but you can see it has 2 things here. It has Quiz 1 for you to download. You download it, work it out, submit your solutions to PDF. You can print out the page and work it on the same page if you want. You can work on your own paper if you want. Very flexible in that regard. Pen, pencil, whatever, as long as I can read it on your submission. Okay, I'd like for you to submit it as a PDF, but again, the system will take other things. Okay, it also has the academic integrity ethics statement here as an attachment as well. Okay, and you'll click in, you'll upload your submission, and be good to go from there. Okay, so we'll go back here to week 1, and you'll see that there will be a similar setup for every week in the semester. Okay. Week 2, I don't have quiz 2 placeholder here yet. You see 1.3, 1.4. You can see it has a start date. Okay, I'll show you what that looks like on the student end here in a second. I'm going to jump down here to week 5 because that has a test in it, so you can see what that looks like. We have our just 1 video there for week 5 because of the test. And you can see there'll be a review and review solutions as well as the exam. Okay, so you can access those review and review solutions. And then the exam here really is just a place for you to submit the exam. Again, you have to join the Zoom conference, the audio and video, all that good information, okay? When you can take the exam is listed there. Again, I need to make modifications to that based on people's schedules. We'll make that work out, okay? So you'll notice if I click into the exam on this one, there's not anything attached here. No quiz 1 like there was for quiz 1 because you have to come to those Zoom conferences for exams, okay? And that continues through every week. We got every week 1 through 15. Go from there, there'll be a final exam week there at the bottom, okay? I'm going to switch over to a student view so you get an idea what that looks like. Announcements may appear here as well. I will be periodically sending out announcements reminding you, what's due that week, what you need to be keeping up with, be aware when the test is coming up, things like that, okay? So you'll notice that all the weeks here are visible, 1 through 15, and it even tells you when that week begins. Okay, so you know when that week starts. That is starting Sunday. And you'll notice that within these weeks that are not yet begun, it has what will be coming up that week. Okay, so you can already see those links and so forth that you can work with. Okay. Then week 1, right, you see how these links are available, 1.1 and 1.2, because they're available for you, and it will show you when you've clicked on the link. For the links, it'll give you a check mark just for clicking on it and mark that as completed assignments, right? You'll have to actually submit the quiz or complete the check for understanding to get those check marks. So it keeps track of your progress, lets you know where you're at. It'll show you these start dates, okay? Remember, there's a quiz, exam, or check for understanding every Friday. Okay, so every week starts on Sunday. There's always a ending assessment for that week on Friday. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the syllabus here and just look at that course outline. So you can use that and the schedule here to help you out. You kind of know where we're sitting on things here. So our course outline. You see it shows you the chapters, shows the assignments that go with each chapter, the sections we're going to cover. Notice there's a couple of sections skipped there in chapter 2, and then one section skipped there in chapter 5. But chapter 6, actually, we only cover just part of the chapter. But you can see the sections that are covered. And then this course outline also shows you the ending assessment for each week. So you see the first week here ends in quiz 1, and it has what sections quiz 1 covers. Quiz 2. Check for understanding 1, CFU 1, okay? So I sorted this assessment column. The left aligns show you where the quizzes are. The right aligns are the CFUs. And the exams are down the center there in bold. You know, those exams are those big grade components, you know, that offer a little tipping point for you. But you can see the sections that are included in each week's assignment, okay? So you can quickly access that there from the course outline. And then lastly, here is a course schedule, okay? Now, I've represented this schedule on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday layout because that's the type of class we would have had if we weren't having it online. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So you can see the sections are laid out on Monday, Wednesdays. Okay, and then Friday, our culminating assessment for that week, a quiz, a check for understanding, exam, whatever it might be. Okay, so you can see that laid out here on the schedule. Okay, things get a little weird around Thanksgiving. You know, we'll talk about that when we get to those Thanksgiving holidays. Okay, and so notice that this doesn't have you doing anything on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but it's open for you. Okay, it is a fully online course. It is not a synchronous online course. Asynchronous. You can work a little bit at your own pace. It is paced, right, where we're working together through the semester. Okay, we have those exams on those uniform dates, but you do have the flexibility within a week on if you want to get your assignments done on Monday, that's fine. If you want to hold them off till a little later in the week because you got some other things to do, that's fine. But you've got those 2 to 3 sections to do every week. Or sometimes there's just one section, you know, when there's an exam, things like that, okay? So use those to your advantage. You know, if I see something, I may make a video available a couple days ahead of time to get you started or something like that. But that should be a guide for you to base your semester on, okay? So if you got here before the semester started, you should have already checked your email because you probably got here via that email. Okay, and so that's good. You know, let me know if I can be of any help at all. I'm happy to assist, happy to get you going, you know, happy to address any concerns you might have. Look at those exam dates and see what your availability is and get back to me if it's going to be an issue around those times, okay? I'm happy to make sure that we get things worked out, okay? I want to maximize our chances for success, and we'll be good to go in that regard, okay? So please talk to me if I can be of assistance, okay? That's what I'm here for, okay, to help you through the course. Okay, the videos are all me teaching, so it is actually me teaching the course. It's not somebody else. I am here to work with you. I want to be that guide for you. Syllabus hopefully explains a lot of the information that you need, but I know sometimes something might fall through the crack, okay? So please contact me if you can. Fill out that Google form that's also linked in that same start of semester email in case you haven't done that as well, so I can make sure everyone's on the same page and that we're getting off to a good start. Again, my email, robert.campbell@tamuc.edu. Happy to talk to you. Once the semester gets started, you can stop by those office hours, with your mask and so forth, of course, or you can swing by those virtual office hours each Wednesday as well. And I'd be happy to address concerns about the course or to talk about linear algebra or something you're struggling with in the text or the homework, whatever it might be. You can use that help ask my instructor feature in my math lab as well. Send me a direct email with whatever question you put on there, and I can see exactly what problem you were working on when you had that question. Things like that, I can get to the stuff through the back side. So please let me know. I'm happy to help, but communication is key if you are going to struggle, if you have any struggles, okay? Because especially since I'm not seeing you in person, 2 or 3 times a week like I would with an in-person class or regular class, I've got to get that information from you in order for me to offer that help, okay? So I hope to talk to you all soon. Fill out that Google form, get yourself signed up on my math lab. Let me know if I can be of any assistance, and we'll have a great semester this fall, and hopefully we'll ride through the challenges of our world. Okay, so I'll talk to you all soon.